Hi there and welcome to Unit 2, Theme 3, The Teacher in a South African Context. In this theme, we'll be looking at identifying the levels of diversity in South African schools and discussing some of the challenges that teachers experience in the classroom on a daily basis that could negatively impact the promotion of creative dispositions and opportunities for active engagement and creative problem solving. Your readings are PM2 chapters 3 and 19 and PM1 chapter 1. There's also an online reading, Teacher Education in South Africa, Issues and Challenges. Coming out of a historically unbalanced education system, with the needs of a multicultural classroom and a strong role to play in the development of social justice, the Department of Basic Education expects teachers to be mediators of learning, interpreters and designers of learning programs and materials, leaders, administrators and managers, scholars, researchers and lifelong learners, community builders, citizens and pastors, assessors, and learning area or phase specialists. This could seem like a really tall order, but it shows how complex the nature of teaching really is. Chapter 3.4 looks at the complexities of teaching and learning in the 21st century. It takes into account learner diversity, the use of technology, teaching for multiple literacies, and children's rights. Unfortunately, there are also many factors which prevent schools from embracing creativity and problem solving. One of the first being teachers themselves. Some teachers are uncomfortable with leaving behind the traditional methods of teaching, and some feel that it's just too much work. Large class sizes, limited access to technology, or, as we've all experienced, technology that is unreliable, language barriers. More specific to problem solving, perhaps, is that children are having to use self-directed learning, and then finally, frustration for both learners and teachers if things don't go according to plan. We live in a country where now more than ever we have soaring unemployment rates, and there are just not enough jobs to go around. So for many people, if they want employment, they're going to have to create it for themselves, which forms a good argument for creativity and problem solving to be a part of our curriculum. But we also live in a country that is full of rich, creative ideas, where we dance when we're happy, but also when we're angry. We sing no matter what our mood, and we write our love letters in beadwork. We live in an African country which was the birthplace of the most awesome Indian cuisine, tabani chow, and where the struggles of daily life have resulted in some phenomenal inventions coming out of South Africa, from the CAT scan and the heart transplant to cheaper solar power. Some of the more recent inventions to come out of our country are the smart glove by Lucky Netshidzati. I don't know if I've said that right, but he developed a smart glove that translates sign language into sound so that hearing people can understand what people who are signing are saying. There's the baby turtle, which is a mobile solar kiosk that can be used in rural and off-grid areas for charging people's phones and keeping the lights on. There's the Umgibe risen vegetable gardens, which protects vegetables from rough farm animals. It was a cancer diagnosis and hungry chickens that led Nonhlanhla Joy to devise an ingenious vegetable growing solution, which now feeds over 10,000 people using plastic bags on wooden frames to grow vegetables. There's technotherm, which was innovated to reduce landfills and address an energy crisis. There's the Kusini Water Project that uses byproducts of macadamia farming to create safe drinking water. It has been said that there is less innovation, creativity and problem solving in first world countries because there is less need. And it's because of the limited resources and issues that we experience that we are more likely to come up with cost-effective, really useful, really innovative solutions. Need creates the motivation to solve problems, but belief in our ability to do so comes from those in our village who raise that child. So what can you do as a teacher in South Africa? While there are many factors that might seem to prevent using creative problem solving in the classroom, there are also things that you can do to ensure that you create the best possible environment and experiences for success. The first factor is to be a professional. As a professional, you are expected to reach a certain level of proficiency. And page 22 of PM2 speaks about the different competencies that teachers need to be effective in the classroom. The first one is competence to reflect on and communicate knowledge. This is about being able to reflect on your own teaching and yourself as a teacher, and to back up your decisions in the classroom using educational arguments that should be based on research. The next one is competence to work with professional frames in class and in the professional community. This is about understanding what it means to function as a teacher and being able to read the situation in such a way as to be able to decide where to focus your attention. The third competence is to use cooperation productively, that you work as part of a community, part of a teaching community, that you support one another as teachers, using problem solving and coming up with solutions together. The final competence is to handle diversity in the classroom. This is knowing when to mediate or intervene in a situation, or to stand back and let it play itself out. This is also about you being expected to behave in an ethical manner. The second factor that we look at is to be an agent of change. Look, it might not be as cool as being an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., but we need to realize that sometimes even the smallest changes can have really big impacts on the real lives of the children that we teach. Chapter 3.3 on page 40 looks at how you as a teacher can bring about changes in your school and in the lives of your children. Many teachers give little consideration to the lasting effects that they have on their children's lives. The final thing we're going to look at is be reflective. Be honest. What worked? What didn't? Assign blame fairly. Right? How much of it was your fault? How much of it was circumstantial? How much of it was due to bad luck? Okay, I don't believe in bad luck, but let's call it circumstances. As a teacher, you need to allow yourself to take risks, allow yourself to try new things, and allow yourself to make mistakes as long as you treat them as learning opportunities. Allow yourself to be brave. From here on, you will now be guided by your lecturers through discussions and activities to explore this theme more deeply.